Thank you. I asked for this group because of the special relationship that I had with these men, what they were a part of. I started with the African Culture Center, and when you do something like this is an event. And this event is a spiritual event that you must be blessed. And you're blessed by dancers and drummers.
Yes.
And Senior Hainsworth, Marvin, and the others here. Is he here?
He's on the phone.
We go back to the original African Culture Center with Milk Murray.
Yes.
And I found that the spiritualism that he had was the same spiritual and cultural experience that I've had in Brazil, Africa, and other cultures. And so this event is now blessed. It's blessed, and you can now enter the halls and witness what our great curator here, Tiffany Gaines, has put together. What our great director, Scott Propriak, has done. And our great visionary, Eunice Lewin. So with that said, there's nothing else to be said. Enjoy the show.
welcome to LeRoi Living in Color at the Burchfield Penney. I hope you can hear me. This museum is packed, but we have some of the student artists who participated with LeRoi in this exhibition, as well as some of their people who helped them get their work done. So we're going to start with the students from the Buffalo Public Schools, and we're going to come over this way. Tell me your name.
Hi, my name is MD Nafim Kondakar.
And can you show us which one of these works are yours?
This is my project.
Okay. And how were you inspired? What about LeRoi's work inspired you to create this?
I had no idea about art. I don't know what exactly it was until I met him. He taught us for like 6 weeks that what is art, how you can show yourself or represent yourself through art. That's why I come up with this idea, and I just represent that what I can do.
What was the biggest life lesson you learned in working with LeRoi and creating this artwork that you had no idea you could do?
Yeah, basically I discovered myself.
That's a big discovery.
Yes.
Does this make you want to become an artist, or?
Yes and no, but because I have something else I have in my mind. I want to create an aerospace industry. Yes, I know it's like something beyond.
But does this make you believe that anything is possible?
Yes, anything is possible in this world.
We are back. It's Christina Abt and Mark Odian. We are at the Burchfield Penney for the opening of the LeRoi Living in Color exhibition. We spoke to one of the students from the Buffalo Public Schools that worked on this exhibition and had artwork here with LeRoi. We're going to move on now to another one of the Buffalo Public School kids, a young man by the name of Noah. Noah with us.
Hello.
So Noah and I got to be buddies during this project.
Yes, we did.
And we're going to bring you over here and turn you around so
Okay.
your sculpture's behind you. So Noah, when you first started this and I first met you, you are an incredibly talented artist.
Thank you.
You had a notebook where you were sketching, you had
Yeah.
colors, it was amazing.
Thank you so much.
But then you came to the sculpture part and you had a team, there were 4 or 5 of you all together.
Yeah, there was about 4 people.
But it seemed like you struggled a little bit at the time in trying to figure it out. Talk to us about that.
So-
How do you translate your sketches and what was in your mind to what's behind us now?
So I guess like I was really intimidated by sculpture at first. I was like, that's not something I can do. But we did a lot of healing circles and kind of like slowly bonded as a group. So I guess seeing all the support I had and the other like talented people I had working with me, I was like, oh, we can do whatever we want. So I guess this came to fruition because I was just doodling and I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool idea. And LeRoi was like, do that one. He was like, that one's cool, do that one. And I was like, I guess that's as simple as it is. So I guess it just took a lot of hard work and like getting out of my comfort zone, and that's kind of what the piece is about.
So you talked about this the other day when we were together, but I'd like you to tell our audience watching
Sure.
tonight, you have elements of life and elements of death
Yes,
in
yes.
this. So could you show us and tell us what it is for you?
Yeah, sure. So do you want me to hold this? So you can kind of see in the piece there are different branches. There's like alive, flowers and other things. But there's also like a dead side. We kind of wanted to represent like this is a very daunting thing. Like snakes are really scary. Like life is really scary. But when you kind of look on the smaller details, you look on the flowers, you look on like the life that's growing out of this like really scary thing. I guess it can be something completely new and beautiful. So that's kind of what we wanted to represent. This is something that we've never done before, but we made it happen. So yeah. Thank you.
Now tell me, what's the biggest life lesson that you learned out of this whole project?
I think that no matter how alone you feel, there's a community behind you, and there's a community of people that are going to come together for this like one cause. And I've never felt that with art before, but I had my friends there with me to like guide me through this thing I've never done before, and it was really cool. So like no matter how alone you are, you've got a community. There are so many people that came to this thing today to see all the artwork, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah.
What will you take forward? Will you do art more? Will you translated into something else in your life?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go into journalism, but I want to kind of keep this experience with me. I want to continue to do art and learn about the world, but use art as a way of like understanding the things that are hard to understand, I guess.
One word to describe what LeRoi Johnson taught you in this whole project.
Unity. Unity, yeah.
So Just Buffalo Literary Center was another group. This is Robin. What's your title?
I'm the coordinator of the Just Buffalo Writing Center.
You asked your children, your student artists, to look at artwork by LeRoi, to meet LeRoi, to work with him, and then reinterpret his work in a written word. I can't imagine how you do that. How did these kids figure that out?
We have a long tradition at the Writing Center of exploring what's called ekphrastic poetry. So this is writing inspired by visual art. So we love to teach the young writers that we work with that it can be a really fun and inspiring experience to create art inspired by art. And so, we give them some tips of how to do that. Sometimes, beyond just trying to describe what you see in the painting, a lot of times it's trying to run with a theme or think of a memory or a feeling you have when you look at the piece. And so it's pretty easy. You just set these young writers in front of a piece of visual art and their imaginations just take them to really amazing places.
How did they react to LeRoi's art when they worked with it and with LeRoi?
We had an amazing workshop where he came in and he gave a really inspiring talk about his sort of journey as a young artist and how much being involved in his community as a young person really supported his career. And then he just, simply we had a slideshow of visual art and the students got to explore it and go through and pick a piece that really called to them. And you can tell from the pieces that they wrote that the artwork really resonated with them all on a different level. And I think a lot of the pieces tend to be about identity, which I think teens often will write about identity as they're exploring that part of themselves. So it's really cool to see how they sort of impose their own identities and sort of think about how the pieces speak to them and who they are as people.
And then just to clarify for people watching, those pieces of written art are framed and posted interspersed within LeRoi's art. It just flows. It's perfect. You can't tell where the students begin and end and where LeRoi begins and ends.
Yeah, it's such an inspiring exhibit. And to see how, because then some youth at BCAT filmed our students reading their poems. So not only are, these young artists interacting with LeRoi's work, but then we have young artists interacting with each other and sort of inspiring each other's artwork as well, which is really cool.
Have you ever worked on a project like this before?
Not to this extent, no. We've worked with BCAT and we've done a lot of awesome collaborations with other youth arts programs. So I think Buffalo has a really amazing community of after-school creative writing, creative arts spaces that love to collaborate. So we have a tradition of doing that, but I think we've never collaborated, so many of us, at this scale. So to see us, so many different artists and young artists and organizations come together is really beautiful.
And just to tell people, BCAT is Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology, which is one of the 4 groups, along with the Buffalo Public Schools, Squeaky Wheel, and Just Buffalo, that did this. Robin, congratulations.
Oh.
Great job, great kids. It's just a remarkable, remarkable partnership with these kids in LeRoi.
Oh, it's such an honor to be able to support these young artists and to get to learn from LeRoi myself too.
Hi, we're back. It's Christina App and Mark Odeon finishing up our last Facebook Live from the Burchfield Penney in LeRoi Living in Color. The exhibition opening has been fabulous. Hundreds and hundreds of Buffalonians coming through and admiring not only the work of the incomparable LeRoi Johnson, but also of the 80 student artists from Just Buffalo Literary Center, Squeaky Wheel, Buffalo Public Schools, and Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology, who partnered on this exhibition with LeRoi. I have the stars with me. I am honored to be the rose between the thorns. Anyway, and I'm going to start with the curator of this, Tiffany Gaines. Tiffany?
Yes.
What a fabulous night.
Oh my goodness, it's been magical. It has been surreal. I'm still taking it all in. It's just wonderful to be here.
Have you ever started an exhibition before with Brazilian music and dancers?
No, but that just set the tone for the night. I feel blessed, and it has been a blessed night. And you definitely feel that energy radiating all through the entire building.
So you've worked on this for almost a year?
Yeah.
And is this your first exhibition of this size, of this scope?
So this is not my first exhibition in this particular gallery, the East Gallery, which is our largest space here, but definitely when you take in the magnitude of the collaborations, the breadth of LeRoi's work, it takes it over the top and is definitely the largest scale exhibition I've worked on so far.
So tell me what you've learned from this.
I've learned to trust yourself, trust your gut, trust the process. To just take it one day, one step at a time. And when you work hard and when you're dedicated, the fruits of your labor always pay off in the end.
Wise woman at a young age.
Yes.
One word to describe the work of LeRoi.
Electric.
Excellent. Okay, Star.
All right.
How's it feel sitting in front of Butt Naked on Sunset and being so celebrated in this community?
Well, I still haven't absorbed the impact of it. I mean, it's just so much, and it's just overwhelming. I never expected the reception that I got. I know we put a lot of hard work into this, and I had a great team, but I never expected the reception that we received. I just couldn't have. I mean, who could imagine that the best of the best would come out?
Seriously, you did not think that this would be the reaction on any level?
I couldn't think that at what level it was going to be. I thought it was going to be positive because we had the right team. However, I think this far exceeded any expectation that I had.
What do you hope that the people of Western New York and everywhere, I mean, you had people from around the world come to this opening, but what do you hope they take away from this exhibition of your 70 pieces of art and the 20 pieces from the kids?
Well, I hope that they understand that not only that accept my work, but the work of those students, and see how creative they are. They are really the focus of this whole thing for me, because that they are the next generation of artists, and you can see from the work that they've been masterful in what they've done. So I am proud to be a part of this. I thought my role originally was to inspire the next generation, but it turned out they inspired me. That now it's the now for them,
Right.
and they have a whole world in front of them, and that includes Tiffany and everybody that I work for. They can expect great things from here on out. They know that they can do this, and they know that if they do it, that they're going to get a large reception from the community.
So here's the burning question. Everyone looks around, there's over 70 pieces of your art hung here in all different sizes and scopes and lots of color, we know that. I'm sure you don't have any more, right?
Wrong.
How many do you paint?
Well, I mean, I'm very prolific as a painter. And I'm also a hoarder of my work.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
Did
I
you?
heard it.
Yeah.
I knew that. That comes as no surprise.
It's funny, every time I have a show, whatever number of pieces I have in the show, I paint that number of pieces.
Are you planning on doing 70 soon?
I will probably before the show is over.
The show lasts till March 26, 2023.
Oh, that's nothing.
And you're saying if we come to your house on March 27, 2023, there'll be 70 new pieces?
Oh, yes. Oh, without a doubt.
What do you have to say? Anything?
No, I believe it. That's it.
That's a simple number.
How do you, I mean, it takes people years to make one painting. How do you do that?
No, I don't know why it takes them years to do it. Don't ask me why they take years and why I take less time. But
Okay. Got it. Fair. That's fair. So, how long do you think before your feet come down to the earth again?
well, I hope they come down soon because I am as tired could be. I haven't slept in weeks, and I mean, I don't show excitement, but inside I'm tap dancing and
high-fiving. And
Actually, we saw you doing a
screaming.
little rumbaing
Oh, yeah.
earlier tonight.
Oh, you knew it was rumba? It wasn't rumba, it was samba.
Fine, you could have let me have that one, please. All right, well, LeRoi,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a fabulous exhibition,
Thank you.
and thank you for doing what you've done for the students of this community. Every single one of them we talked to tonight talked about how you changed how they think about themselves, what they look for in their future, and why they think they can do something now that they never thought they could do before.
Well, that's a blessing for me.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
Thank you. Tiffany? It's been fun.
Yes.
We've had a really good time working
It's been a
together.
journey.
And you are a remarkably talented young woman. We look forward
Thank
to
you.
all the good things you're going to do
Thank
from
you
here.
so much.
No problem. That's it. We are done. We're going to go get a beer, kick off our booths. We're going to go listen to music. Thank you so much for joining us. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Awesome.